Yeah. Whew. Okay. Is this on? Alright. Does my hair look sexy? November. Alright. Oh, I've never done this before. So it's like I'm test running the whole thing, and I've never actually had to record myself in front of a camera. So yes. So this is more like a test run. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, so what's up, you guys? My name is Edygrim the Rock DJ, and welcome to a new segment that I'm trying out for Alpha Wolf Radio Rocks, which is called Up Close and Personal with Edygrim the Rock DJ on Alpha Wolf Radio Rocks. This channel of mine, it's very content oriented, yeah, and it's meant to impact and create awareness about the Kenyan rock scene. But I realized there are certain things that I just can't create a commentary video about. I have to be on camera, and unless I request something a bit personal, up close and oriented, something that feels like I'm talking to you directly. Now I know the lighting isn't the best. I'm using natural lighting, and I'm using a sort of let's say yeah, I'm using a sort of let's call it decent camera. Yeah, I don't want to give too many adjectives, but yeah, I thought I could just create a video that is up close, personal, and I could talk to you, the rock fans, through my platform, which is Alpha Wolf Radio Rocks. Thank you so much for tuning in and deciding, just watch this video. I am supposed to be talking about one major topic that I feel has always gone and it just goes over people's heads, and that is the struggle of doing live rock events. Now, this isn't meant to be some kind of pity party or some kind of bitching video. It's meant to be me creating awareness about rock events, because without rock events, rock slowly just goes down the drain. Yeah, so I'm here just to talk to you and create some awareness about live rock events. How do they happen? And also shout out to my friend who's called Bizarro. See, some of you know Bizarro. If you've known me for long, you must know a guy by the name of Daniel Wanyeki Bizarro. Yeah, the guy is like one of the biggest rock heads, metal heads in the rock scene. Yeah, so there's a time he asked me, Edygrim, how is it that you go about getting a gig? And I was like, you're a story that I need to explain to you properly. Also, shout out to a lady by the name of Eva Kimathi. She watches this show. She attends my shows at Jay's. She was there last week. As of the time of the recording of this video, she was there last week, and then she was there the week before that. And she was asking me about what DJs go through when they're planning a gig. Also, there's a guy by the name of Herbert Arnold. Yeah, there's a guy by the name of Herbert Arnold. Shout out to him. He's been trying to. He said that he started a label, yeah, a music label, which is supposed to. He wants to what do you call it? He wants to promote rock bands through his label. And then he was telling me about how he wants to do a battle of the bands and organize a gig. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty good, bro. But I don't think some of the challenge. He said that he has organized gigs before, but I don't think he knew just how tough it can be to organize specifically a rock gig. Yeah, and if you're out there, maybe you're an aspiring DJ, maybe you want to be an aspiring rock DJ, you want to be in a band, this video is specifically for you. And it's also for the guys who've never attended a rock gig. Who you're watching, have you ever attended a rock gig in your life? Do you know how tough some of these things are? And some of you don't really give a rat's behind about gigs, but and it's okay, it's all right. But I think I should just put it out there, my experience, because this is meant to be a more up close and personal kind of video, and explain just what people go through. When I say people, I mean rock DJs. So shout out to all the rock DJs out there who are in the Kenyan rock scene. Some of them wanakujanga and then they disappear. Yeah, like you guys must know DJ Godot, right? DJ Godot was there before I came along. and he was there for a while, and then he disappeared. Yeah, there are so many DJs. There was a time on XFM before me, before Justin Rich. I mean, even when was the last time you had Justin Rich doing a gig, right? Before me, before Justin Rich, there was a guy by the name of DJ Jack. DJ Jack, yeah. If you used to listen to XFM, I think around 2010, 2011, because I think 2012 is when Justin came into the picture. Yeah, DJ Jack used to do a show on Saturday called Area 105. Yeah, there was DJ Jack, and suddenly he's disappeared, right? So, and this is like I said, this is not a rant or anything. It's just to show you what rock DJs go through. Yeah, so the first thing is venue. Yeah, that's usually the first challenge with rockheads. If you yourself are an event planner and maybe you're thinking one day you'd want to have your own rock gig, yeah, venue is a pretty big deal. Venue is a pretty big deal, especially for rock. I don't think it's I don't know about hip hop shows. You know, if it's live music, there's usually a lot of things you have to consider. For example, in the gig, are people standing? Are people sitting? Do they get the chance to sit and then stand up, or stand up then sit down? And then there's also this thing about security. A lot of people always like, we want a secure place. You want a place that has a nice ambience, yeah. And then also people talk about the pricing of booze. Yeah, that's usually a big deal. Just sound, you can't have it both ways. You can't have a place in a kama Sabina Joy. Not that I've ever been in Sabina Joy. I'm just assuming Sabina Joy would not exactly be like Hilton, yeah. So you can't have a place that's like Sabina Joy and then also expect it to have, you know, sort of kibanda like drinks, yeah. And I'm like, it's there's a payoff. It's either you choose a decent place, a sort of decentish place with drinks that are you know, cheaply priced, or you choose a very high classish place that's a working classish place with working classish prices. Yeah, that's just how it is. And then sound, my goodness, sound is such a huge challenge. Yeah, sound is such a huge challenge. I think there's even a backstory to why I'm doing this video. Let me just digress kidogo. Between July 2019 and January 2020, I didn't do a gig of my own. The last gig I did that was my own was in July. I did karaoke, and I'm telling you, there's a huge challenge in doing live rock events. I have a WhatsApp group. For those of you who do not know, maybe you are new here, I have a rock WhatsApp group. I have a bunch of them, so I'm going to leave my number in the description section below if you would like to join, yeah, or I'll leave it in the comment section. And in one of my WhatsApp groups, there was this one time, Juicy, it happened to Juicy, you know yourself. If you're watching this video, you know yourself. Someone shared a link to a live concert at the script, and then there were comments. Guys were saying, oh, this is my favorite song at the script, and then someone else was saying they would like to hear that song live, and then someone tagged me and said, at Edygrim, it would be nice if you could manage to try and bring the script to Kenya and organize for a show. Yani me I was like, hey, kwani mnafikiria mimi ni yes. There are some things you just have to do the math and realize that it cannot work. Yeah, and the conversation spiraled into a very long argument. Yeah, we are telling people at the way the Kenyan rock scene is right now, there's no way you can get a very huge artist like the script to come and perform. Even if I knew them in person, I would not be able to call them up and be like, yo, Danny, what's up? Yeah, can you come and play in Kenya? They'd obviously be like, you guys have Kenyan rock fans? And then I'd be like, yeah, man, there are Kenyan rock fans. There are rock fans in Kenya. Are you sure? How do the gigs perform? Do you guys have a huge audience? And you know, I won't lie to the man. I'm not going to tell him we usually have thousands attending a show. And of course, his next question will be like, if your fellow Kenyan friends are not going to attend your shows, how are they going to attend our shows where we price tickets crazily? Yeah. it spiraled into a huge conversation called WhatsApp group, and I was like, rockers don't understand just how much goes into organizing a gig. I stayed for 6 months without doing a gig, and it's because of the challenges that I'm explaining to you right now. So now let me go back to what I was saying. Sound in the venue is also a big deal, because I don't know, I've ever been to Alchemist in Westlands. Yeah, that has to be one of the best venues I have ever been in for a rock gig. But sometimes sound, if the sound engineer doesn't know what they're doing, they program the sound to be like for an indoor venue, so it's outside and it sounds iko chini, yeah. And then sometimes engineers put sound, yeah, outside inside a venue, yeah. They program it to be like outdoors and then it's inside a venue. I'm talking about, there was a time I attended a show, I won't say which show, that was it was at Choices Baricho Road, yeah. The sound was in a basement. It was in a basement. Yeah, Choices was in a basement. The show was in a basement. It was in the basement venue, and the sound was, it was like meant for outdoors. I don't know whether it was the sound or it was just the venue is made. There were so many echoes. You stand in a certain place and kuna echo, and it just causes the sound for the gig to become awful. Yeah, that's the first challenge. So let's assume you get a venue that is actually appropriate. Next is getting the manager. Wacha nikwambie, if you're an event organizer, a fellow, right? Shout out to all the rock DJs who have attempted to do a gig and know what I'm talking about. Huh? Tracking down managers is hell. Inakwanga tu kazi mingi sana. There are times you go to a gig and you get the manager the first time. If you're lucky, like I remember when I used to play at Trapeze, I'm sure some of you who are have been with me for a long time, you know that I have played at a place called Trapeze. Yeah, and in Trapeze, I remember the first time I got a Wednesday rock night, I just walked into the club, found the manager, the club was empty. I told him, yo, I have a rock audience, let me play on Wednesday, and he agreed. But that was luck. Typically unaenda kwa club, unaenda mara ya kwanza humpati, unaenda mara ya pili humpati, unaenda mara ya tatu humpati. Now, I'm telling you, there's a club called Club Spring. It's on Moi Avenue. I've gone there 5 times and I've never gotten the manager. I've never gotten the manager, not even once. Yeah, every time I go, I'm told, ametoka, ametoka, anarudi tu saa hii ungoje. You wait for 30 minutes, nothing. Yeah, so let's assume that you actually managed to track down the manager. Sometimes getting the manager is tough. There's a time I went to Waves Lounge. You know Waves Lounge? It's also on Tomboya. It's on Tomboya Street in the CBD. There's a time I tried getting a gig there. It was hell. It was really, really hard. I walked into Waves and then I asked a waitress, "Wabi manager?" They tell me to go upstairs. I go upstairs. I talk to the bartender. Wabi manager? Tell me, go downstairs. I go downstairs. I ask the bartender, "Nimeambia manager ako hapa." Amerudi huko juu. You're just taking circles mpaka you give up. Yeah, and I don't know. There's another DJ who I do shows with. He told me that clubs nowadays are like a cartel. It's like unless you are a certain DJ with certain connections, you can't get a gig. It's brutal. Yeah? So let's assume that you actually get a good venue with a manager who's willing to sit down and talk to you. Now, the minute you say that you want to do a rock gig, things can easily go to yeah, for I'm trying not to curse, but it can go really bad. Yeah, you tell a manager, "Mimi nataka kufanya rock night," and he's like, "Iyo mziki ya Devo," you know, or they're like, "Iyo mziki ya Wazungu," you know. They have all these biases towards rock. The minute you say, you walk in like this, but the minute you say rock, it's like your value is lowered in their eyes. Then it's pretty hard, because I haven't even given you my portfolio yet. I haven't even stated how much value I can add. But the minute I say rock, it's like it goes down. And this is, any rock DJ who's watching knows what I'm saying. Any person who is in a band knows what I'm saying. Any person who is trying to organize an event, especially in a club, should be worried that clubs can be really tricky. Yeah, you go to a club manager and the minute you mention rock, like you see last year, I wanted to do a gig. I wanted to do an end of year gig. Yeah, I wanted to do an end of year gig between August last year and January this year, so many people were in my inbox. I told you for 6 months I didn't do a gig, and a lot of people were like, Edygrim, kutakuwa na show, Edygrim, wapi end of year gig. My inbox was flooded, and with people just asking me, either they were asking me in person or they were asking me via inbox, when is the next gig? Wapi karaoke? When's the next gig? Wapi karaoke? But people don't understand how hard some of these shows are to do. Yeah, people ask me like, kwa nini karaoke iliacha? And they're like, kwa nini hakuna gigs ato? And I'm like, these things are very tricky to do. Yeah, last year December, the last few months of December, I wanted to do a rock gig. I wanted to do an end of year gig, but then I chose the venue. I told you venue is a very important deal. I chose the venue as what's the name of this place? As Rue 104 Lounge. It's on Utali Street. So the reason why I chose there is because we had already done a rock gig there before. We had already tried doing a rock gig there before, and that gig was Heavy and the Beast Awards. If you don't know what Heavy and the Beast Awards is, it happened on October 26th. I'm going to leave a link to pop up right around here or here, depending on, cameras are reversed. Sometimes left is right. So I'm going to leave it probably to pop up here. I recorded a snippet of those Heavy and the Beast Awards, and I also won an award. So I was like, kama show ya rock imefanyika hapo, definitely it shouldn't be that hard to do another gig. Yeah. So I went there, I talked to the manager. The minute I said rock, Evie, he was like, young people who listen to rock are very hard to work with. He was simply trying to say that young people don't have as much cash as, when he says young people, he's not even referring to teens, he's referring to people between the age of 25 and 35. So because people who wanna do is between 35 to around 45. Wasi wa rumba, the sponsor kind of guys, the guys who kuchafua meza with 10k is nothing. Yeah. So because for him, he was like, me, I want an audience that can sit down and chill and enjoy music, and rock is not like that. You see, I haven't even started the argument, and the minute I said rock, I am already disqualified. Yeah. Oh boy, that interaction made me realize. I remember at that time when I was trying to get that end of year gig last year. The minute that guy treated me, I was like, no wonder I stopped doing this stuff. No wonder I stopped doing it. I haven't even sat down with you properly to talk, and you've already disqualified me simply because it's rock. Yeah. And he was like, oh, young people won't bring in the sales that will allow us to pay you the amount you want. And I told him, it's end of year. There's a high chance that people are not just going to show up and just sit. Yeah, you're afraid of sales. Of course, people are going to show up and drink. But his argument was like, no, these young people are going to be walking out and coming back in. They might come with their own. So I was like, whatever. It's guy, yeah, and I was like, it's very tricky. So let's assume that you manage to get a good venue, and then you manage to get the manager, and the manager is willing to talk to you nicely, even though you're a rock DJ, and then they are willing to sit down with you and actually discuss business. Then you move to the last stage of suffering. And by the way, I'm not saying that this is how it always goes, but I'm just saying these are some of the struggles. If you are a rock DJ, or you're planning to be a rock DJ, you're planning to be in a band, or you're planning your own rock event, these are some of the things that you might encounter. The last part of phase one of hurdle that you have to cross is payment. Yeah, now there are bands that play for free. I don't want to mention them. There are bands that play for free. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying that they sacrifice their time and energy to actually go to a club and say they don't want payment. They just want to play for free and entertain you guys for free. So those bands are really working hard, yeah. But some people like me, this is what we do as a hustle to put cash in our pockets as a hustle, yeah. And and I know what you're thinking. You're like, unajua Edygrim, when uliamua kuwa DJ, so ngangana na hali yako. But I'm telling you, this is a different hali. This is a different hali than just going to look for a job. I mean, yes, I know some are thinking, oh, a lot of people are suffering and they're unemployed, and why are you bitching about it? Why are you complaining? It's like you have work. But let me tell you, being a rock DJ is a different kind of extreme sport, yeah. payment. DJs, rock DJs will tell you payment is such a huge issue. I mean, all DJs face the issue of payment. Yeah, it's not just specifically to rock DJs, but the way rock DJs, especially me, okay, not nowadays at least, I'm a bit better at negotiating for pay, but damn, there was a time you would go to a club, it's not even the money that's the problem, it's the way you are treated when it comes to money. Yeah, it's like someone has the balls, the audacity to tell you, Ati, this happened once. For those of you who were with me in 2017, in 2017 I hosted a gig at a place called 24/7 Lounge, iko karibu na Alliance Francaise. It's not there right now. It was shut down because, I'm assuming, because of mismanagement. Yeah, the last manager there was just a very unethical guy. He told me, we agreed that if people come and drink and eat, whatever amount it sums up to, I get 10% as payment. Yeah, see, we shake hands on it, and then like 3 days before the actual event, or 2 days before the actual event, the man tells me, Ati, here's the thing, we're not going to give you 10% of all sales, we are going to give you 10% of sales only for drinks, and those drinks do not include soda or water, it must be beer, and then we're also not including food. Yeah, so I'm like, but see, we had agreed. What happened? We had agreed on it. You know, you assume that just because you talk to someone about business, I'm sure a lot of business people can relate to what I'm saying. You talk to someone, you agree on terms, and then the terms just thrown out the window. Yeah. So this guy starts telling me, Ati, he will only pay me 10% of sales for drinks. Those sales must reach 50,000, and this does not include soda and water, it includes only beer, booze, alcohol. And then here's the thing, I must sign a contract agreeing to this. I must sign a contract agreeing to this, otherwise the show is off. Meanwhile, I have already put the show on XFM, I've already marketed it to everyone is supposed to be attending. And that's just one of them. I'm not saying all clubs are like it, but a large percentage of clubs will treat you like this. If you are planning to be a DJ, planning to be a rock DJ, payment is usually, it can be a tough thing. I remember there's a time up Rongaito, I tried doing a rock gig in a place called The Bench. Maybe you knew it back when it was active. I found a lady manager who was like, Najoyo Stinger, she was just, she was nasty. She told me that I have to reach 150,000 in sales. Yeah, I have to reach 150,000 in sales minimum to be paid, and then I will not be paid 10% of everything. I will only be paid 10% of what's above 100,000, meaning that if they get sales of 190k, meaning I get 9,000 out of 190,000 in sales. Yeah, it's like unaenda unafanya kazi unaleta watu, people spend, alafu you're given only the remains, the 2 small coins hapo chini. And damn, I was like, yes, so let's assume you manage to get a manager you manage to get a venue with a good manager who's willing to listen to you, who's willing to pay you. That's phase 1. Phase 2, yeah, let's move on to phase 2 problem, which is usually advertising. Man, oh man, oh man. I know a lot of people say that Kenyan rock events do not have advertising. I'm telling you, the advertising is there. The issue is that a lot of rockers are very secluded. Most of you do not have friends, you don't have fellow rock friends, you're not active on social media, you don't watch TV, you do not listen to the radio, or you only listen to the radio maybe for a snippet, and you rely maybe on your own playlist. I mean, hata usomangi gazeti, so how is someone supposed to be able to reach you unless unless it's by word of mouth na hauna rafiki? How does someone reach you? And then most of you are not active on social media, so if you don't follow me or you don't follow a band, how are you going to get to know that there's a rock event happening? And of course, some of you are genuinely not interested. I know some people, there's someone who told me that genuinely they would never go out for a rock gig, even if the rock gig was just next door, because they have social anxiety. That's fine, but I'm addressing mainly the people who, during those 6 months that I was not doing a gig, of September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, na kama uko Nairobi especially, I'm addressing you, the people who constantly kept telling me, wapi gig, when's the next gig, gig ni lini, gig ni lini, karaoke ni lini, pafanya gig lini, so kuna gig. You know, those people are the ones that I'm addressing, because there were so many of you. At least twice a day in my inbox I would get texts about wapi gig. It's like, when I was doing gigs, the response was meh. And then when I stopped doing gigs, everybody suddenly wants gigs. It's like the universe working in freaking opposites, yeah? Anyway, advertising can be a really tough thing. And let me tell you, one of the best organized gigs I ever saw was Nairobi Rocks Festival that happened last year. It was so well organized and so much advertising. It was put on the Fuse on Capital FM. It was put on The Trend. Rish and Refuge managed to perform. And then it had it was in the newspaper. All the acts of the shows were told to make videos, and those videos were sponsored on Facebook. Video ka yangu mimi na Mungalambuvi, it had 12,000 views. Yeah, so I'm like, all this exposure and still you can't get. I know maybe tickets were a bit high, because I remember Alibad was 1,000, Gate was 2K, and then Advance was 1,500. I can agree, but the venue was Carnival, so the venue was good and it's known. But still, the attendance wasn't as good as we expected. Maybe you got about maybe 500, maybe 400 people, and we were expecting it to go really, really big, because we had so many bands in lineup. And you know, there are some people who still didn't even know that gig happened. Yeah, I mean, did you know that gig happened? How many gigs have you attended? Yeah, I'd really like to know. If you could, comment below and tell me which gig have you attended, which one was your favorite. I'd really like to know. And I know some of you have attended so many, but I'd really like to know. Yeah, so advertising can be really tough. And then let's assume that you go through all those things that I just said, and then you manage to do advertising well. The last stage of one of the challenges of doing rock events is, if you're doing it in a club, you will always be told story as sales. And here's the thing, me come a DJ, I cannot control sales. Me come a DJ, I cannot control attendance. I cannot control, if I advertise to 5,000 people, I cannot control whether 1,000 show up or 500 show up or 50 show up. I can't control this. Yeah, I know people who have ever bought a ticket from me at noon Saturday, and then 6 hours later they said, whoop, something came up, I can't show up. Yeah, so I can't control these things. Number two, I also cannot control how much people spend. Yeah, and this is something that clubs will kill you over. Yeah, they'll start telling you, people are not spending. Yeah, it's like, unataka nifanye wakuwe walevi aje? How do I make them drink more? It's not my thing. Like, for example, Blues Restaurant, Barclays Plaza, where I used to do karaoke, it had to end because my audience is telling me drinks are overpriced there. Mnajijua, mlikuwa mnaniambia drinks are overpriced. The management are telling me people are not spending, hakuna kazi. So I'm like, I can't do anything. I have to move, or the gig has to stop. That's why, if you're a fan of karaoke, that's why karaoke stopped. It's like, people tell me, the management tells me that there isn't enough in sales, people are not drinking. Me come a DJ, my work is to try and bring people and play. That's all that DJs are supposed to do. Try and bring people, play. Some DJs don't even try to bring people. Some DJs, all they do is show up, play for 3 or 4 hours, get their paycheck. But someone like me, I don't have a manager, so I have to hustle for the whole thing. And then I have to hustle for the whole thing. Then I have to market it. And then I have to play, and then be bullied there for not having sales. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Not all DJs go through this. Not all rock DJs go through this. I'm not saying this is the way of life. I'm just saying this is my experience. And that's why in September 2019, October, November, December, in January, 5 to 6 months, there was no gig. In fact, if Straight Line Connection never gave me the August show that they had, I would have not done a gig in August as well. There was a gig that we did that was their album launch. Yeah, I'll leave a link to pop up. I'm assuming here because cameras are off. I'm assuming here. Yeah, I'll leave the link to pop up there. I recorded a short clip and uploaded it on this platform. Yeah, if you haven't watched it yet. Yeah, and those are mainly the challenges. Those things that I just told you. Venue, getting the manager, just getting to talk to him. Yeah, unaweza pelekwa. Me, I remember this time I went to a place called Alpha Lounge. It's up karibu na Kumat Mega. I was told to talk to a fellow DJ. I was told to talk to a fellow DJ, and then when I inbox that DJ, the DJ blow ticked me. Yeah, and then after that, sitting down and discussing. Sometimes that goes, and then after that, payment, and then after that, advertising, and then after that, sales, and bruh, I mean, how do I carry all these things? And then if I manage to pull all of that successfully, what am I paid a night? 4K. Yeah, what are you paid a night? 4K. Where part of it will be money that you use for transport. I'm like, come on, yeah. So at the end of the day, rockers who keep saying what a gig, and you know they're not seeing a gig. This is what rock DJs go through sometimes when they're trying to get a gig. Yeah, so my parting shot to this very long video that I did not intend to even be this long, yeah, is that if you are a rock fan in Nairobi and you are, and you know you're not one of those people who's like, I have anxiety, I have a problem with socializing, if you can make time to come for a show, especially shows that are on Sato, please do, because if you don't attend them, we rock DJs can't keep doing them. Yeah, that's just the message and the awareness I'm trying to create in this video. The two are linked. Yeah, people ask me, gig ilienda wapi, kwa nini karaoke ifanikangi? My question to you is, I'm not saying nobody attends. People attend, but I'm saying we need a substantial number so that you know you can have like a really strong movement of people attending shows, so that more clubs are open to it. People like me don't have to go through that kind of crap to convince someone. It would be nice. Now, like right now, I'm playing at Jay's Westlands on Saturday. Yeah, it's supposed to be an everyday Saturday thing. Now, that place, you know, those people appreciate rock music and they appreciate me as a performer. So at least when you work with a venue that values rock and values the DJ, things are easier. But some venues, I mean, they may be good for a gig, but the management is just, you know, it's really, really harsh to work with. And I've come to the end of my video. Actually, the fact that you've reached the end here, I'm actually shocked that you did not get lost somewhere in between and switch off. So I really appreciate it. Do you like these kinds of videos? Do you like this up close and personal kind of videos where I talk to you directly? I want it to be like a live interaction, like if I was there talking to you. And please just comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Like this video if you enjoyed my explanation. I appreciate all the support for the people who take the time to watch my content. Yeah, I have different kinds of content on my channel. I have commentary videos, I have ones where I'm interviewing people coming up, I have this one where I'm talking by myself, I have where I upload concerts. So there's a variety of stuff that you can watch. You can tell me the one that you enjoy the most in the comment section below. Yeah, below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this. This has been up close and personal with Edygrim. I'm planning to do more of this. If you enjoy them, tell me. If not, tell me what I can change. If you don't like them, just tell me they suck. Yeah, and maybe we'll see what we can do with that. Maybe a change of background. But I like this because it's simple. Maybe I can work on lighting, maybe a bit of sound. But other than that, I appreciate all your feedback. Thank you so much. You have a blessed day and God bless.